Hello everyone, Pinkpwnage here, and this video is going to teach you how to live high keys as a restoration druid healer in Mythic Plus dungeons. There are 3 tips, and we're going to go through this very quickly with no BS, but these are essentially what all the pro players will do, and they just kind of assume you know because they've been playing this game for 20 years, but they don't really teach you and they don't really show you. Okay, tip number 0, and this one's so obvious we're not going to talk about it much. Use your bark skin, your defensive, before you take damage, and I'll tell you how to do that in the 2 tips from now. Now, the real tips. Tip number 1, you have to shift into bear form during dangerous things that are about to hit you, okay? And to do that, what I will do is I have a bear form macro. When I press the button, it will quickly shift me into bear form, just as such. If I hold shift and press it, it will shift me out of bear form. And the reason for that is if I'm in trouble, I'm going to spam the button because it's going to cast bear form, and then it's going to cast frenzied regeneration right after. And then I hold shift and press to get out of bear form. So the reason why this macro is wonderful is because it shifts you into bear form faster than if I were to just press the normal button. Okay, and you might not be able to tell unless it's easier for me to tell when I'm side strafing and I press my nice button, instant, and then I'm going to do it here and I'm going to press the button. There was a little bit of a delay there. Okay, and I'll do it again on the one with the normal bear form button. Okay, versus the nice button. It's just instant, okay, and you feel it when you're doing it, all right? And so this button will help you shift into bear form, cast frenzied rejuvenation, which will heal up pretty much any damage you take, even in a high key. Even on gigazaps in Floodgate on a 16 key, that frenzied regeneration will heal you all the way through, okay? And so the build for this will be in the description below, but essentially the macro will be there as well. You literally can just copy and paste it, but I will show you here what it is. The thing, and I'll go through this very quickly, the thing that makes you change forms really quickly is this cancel form in front of the macro. It'll also make you dismount if you're mounted and get into bear form. It'll make it so that you cast frenzied regeneration right after the bear form, and then if you hold shift down when you press that button, which is X for me, then it's going to take you out of the bear form. All of that in one button, which is very important for druids. Tip number 3, how do you know when to shift into bear form and use your bark skin? Well, you can use a WeakAuras that tell you exactly when you're targeted by spells. What you're going to need is you're going to have to download WeakAuras. You can go to CurseForge and search for WeakAuras and download that. If you don't have it, click on the import button in the top left, and you're going to want to Google and download the spells, or go to spells targeting me WeakAuras website, and I'll have the link down below, the link for that, and you literally just copy the code or the string that's on that website, and you go into the import here and paste it in here, and it'll load in that WeakAuras. And I like to drag that WeakAuras to the middle here so that I can see the things targeting me right in the middle screen. I'll know to stop what I'm doing and press my nice bear form macro. You are usually the squishiest person in the party unless you know exactly when to bear form, all right? Then you become one of the strongest people in the party. That big of a difference. Now, the last tip, and this is one that I've heard really no one talk about in videos, is that you're going to reach a point where you reach a key and the damage that's being done to you while you're healing is going to be too much for you to handle. One good example of that is Sacred Flame of the Priority, where sacred tolls are flying out 1, 2, 3 in succession, and you just have to sit and spam heals because you cannot go into bear form because you need to keep everyone alive. Well, then if you can't take a sacred toll and then you're essentially going to die and your whole party's going to wipe, okay? But what I found, and I found this out quickly, once I got to a 14 key and I had very low or no versatility, I could not heal through a 14 key Sacred Flame of the Priority, okay? And I was stacking haste, I was stacking mastery, because that's what all the top druids are doing. And I said, no, that's not what I'm going to do, because I can't live. It's not my heals that I'm having a problem with, it's me living. And so I started to stack versatility. I'm currently at 22,500, and now I can heal a 16 priority, no problem, okay? As of the time I'm making this video, I'm 3,400. I haven't completed a 16 priority, very close. We were just off by a little bit on doing it, but I've made it through the hard checkpoints. Okay, that's the last one I need to work on. The 15, hell, was still tough for a Sacred Flame of priority. And so you're gonna need that versatility. Well, how much versatility are you going to need? I would say what I have right now, 22,500, which is essentially 28 to 29%. I have a expensive flask that gives me an extra 2,800 stat there, is perfect for a 15 and a 16 key and 17 key probably. Okay, Sacred Flame of the priority. That's enough. And then once you get anywhere close to there, you're going to want to start making sure you have enough haste and mastery. I would say you would need approximately 19,000 haste, about at least 12,000 mastery. I'm getting away with a low 13,000 mastery, and then get that versatility as good as you can where you're not having any problem surviving. But not only that, versatility increases your healing done. And so really it probably is like, it's really great to stack versatility this season, because it's going to increase your damage, it's going to increase your healing, but most importantly, it's going to help you live through those critical moments that you need to as a restoration druid. It's the trifecta, and this is like the stat, I believe, for restoration druids. Okay, I could even lower my haste down to 17,000 and I'd probably still be okay. All right, but I need the versatility to be high to time a 15 key priority. So this clip is an example of a Big Mama on a 16 flood, and this was a great example of crazy healing because this team did not have enough damage to down the ads, and so the Big Mama was just in non-stop mad AoE damage mode because we could not get the shield down by killing the ad soon enough. And so this is probably the craziest heals I've ever done in a key, and this is definitely the first time that I've seen the ads go down this slow ever in a flood this season, or maybe ever, period. And so it was extremely brutal to heal. I had to pop all cooldowns, and it goes straight into the lightning, and it was just ginormous. But the whole point of this is that you can see how my health spikes. Well, imagine if I took 15% more damage, which is essentially what I would be getting if I had zero versatility. It would be probably curtains for me in a lot of cases, or my heals wouldn't be strong enough to top me up to full here. But as a healer, you can totally tell this season who does and who does not have high versatility, because there's some people that take damage and they take it well, and then as a healer you know who those people are who don't have any versatility and they come into these, you know, more serious keys. You feel it, okay? And so make sure you have it as well. It makes a difference. And for example, even in this fight, the little shots that come from the ads, they start to hurt at 16 keys. Like, oh no, like my heals over time really don't top people off well enough or fast enough for my liking. I actually have to like cast regrowth every time they're getting hit by a couple of those shots. And so it really starts to change when you get to higher keys. And here's another example of where we just don't get the ads down nearly fast enough, and I am having to heal through some massive crazy stuff that is happening, and I'm extremely happy that I'm pretty tanky, and I feel like I'm even taking less damage than all the other people. Look at all everyone else's health versus mine. Like the Warlock, the Mage, they drop pretty fast when they get hit by something little, versus me, I'm able to survive with a lot less heals over times on me, and I'm just more comfortable. But here it goes, like, yeah, just nasty heals. I had to pump cooldowns before I got into this jump start here, and so just goes to show versatility starts to really matter when you get to the more serious keys. And by the time you watch this video, a 16-17 key might not be the top keys at the time, at least for pugs, and so it just depends. Just make sure you have enough to live what you need to live if you take a look at the health bars, even in this Big Mama example, where we just could not get that shield down, so everyone's taking raid-wide damage, massive damage, even before the jump start. Like, my health is dropping similar to the DKs, okay? And versus the others, when they take something, like, it seems to go down massive if they didn't have a serious, defensive up or shield or something. And so you can see the health bars jumping, right? It's almost like I'm as tanky as a Warlock, and Warlocks are pretty tanky for a clock class, right? And so versatility matters. And I'll leave you with this clip. This was the craziest thing I've had to heal in this this patch so far. And it was, even though we didn't time, we didn't time it because this boss fight was like 6 minutes or something crazy long. It was crazy to heal, and I was like, oh damn, that was amazing. I hope you learned something from this video. Pinkpwnage out. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff.